My little brother is really good at Minecraft PvP. Now compared to me, it's a pretty close fight. Or at least it used to be, but I want to try to beat him. The first one of 3 wins in a Hypixel style tournament wins, well, $1, because I'll be honest, our budget's running a bit low. Now it's a known fact that the younger you are, the better you are at PvP, so statistically, I'm at a disadvantage. First things first, we'll need a place to train. Nothing crazy, just something simple to get the job done. It'll work for now. By the way, this is just the hub. There's 4 more actual training areas, so let's get started. First up, speed bridging. My little brother is pretty good at speed bridging, so in hopes of even standing a chance against him, I built this little practice area. It's pretty simple. You push a button, you start building, and at the end you get a score that corresponds with what your time was. Next up is this thing. I don't really know how well it works, but it's supposed to test your reaction timing. Mine, obviously, is pretty terrible. No. And it's pretty simple command-wise. Don't worry, I won't show it. I know everyone thinks it's boring. Psych! Check out this damage detection system. It's sick. See this spawning mechanism? Pretty cool, right? Wrong. Instead, use a right-click detector which goes here, which activates this, which activates one of these, spawning in a slime within this 5x5 area. That way, when you kill a slime, it randomly decides where to spawn the next one. And since we're using chain command blocks, this allows us to have lots of... Next up is inventory management. For this, I built 2 things. The first one is a color randomizer. The goal of this one is to improve my hotkeying skills, although it normally just gives me a headache instead. This one over here spawns in a chest, and I have to try to loot it as fast as possible. This one is equally as painful. Next up is agility. For whatever reason, I am really bad at parkour. This section has 4 parts: block clutching, regular parkour, neo jumps, and whatever you want to call this thing. It basically tries to juke you out. And lastly, CPS, or how fast your click speed is. Now instead of trying to break my hand for a week straight, I decided that I should just play on the most toxic, most harsh, most dangerous environment that I could find. Hypixel Duels. And so, for the next week, instead of going to my online classes, I was doing this. Sorry, Mom. Anyway, here's how I did on day 1. First up is speed bridging. Now, like I said, my little brother is really good at speed bridging, so there's definitely a lot of pressure on me. I can already speed bridge fairly well, but it's just a matter of getting it up to speed. Next up, my weakness, inventory management. Just like real life, I'm not that organized. In an actual combat setting, I find that I end up wasting a lot of time just by looting chests wrong. I definitely have some work to do. Next up is reaction timing. For this, I feel like I'm already doing fairly well. It's just a matter of me trying to build my speed and being more prepared to switch targets. Parkour went about as well as you would expect. And lastly, duels. For these, it was pretty brutal. I mean, this one guy literally did 360s on me, killed me, and then just left. So that's where we're at. For the rest of the days, I'm going to go into as much detail as I can so that I can gain the maximum amount of watch hours possible. I'm just kidding. This is how the rest of the week went. First things first, my old mouse had to go. So $70, and 2 days later, I am now a real gamer. Okay, first up, speed bridging. Admittedly, I was already pretty decent. However, after a week of practice, I gotta say, it does actually feel a lot more reliable, and I've definitely gotten a little bit faster. Next up, inventory management. Not only am I faster in looting chests and in hotkeying, but I also find that during games I'm thinking more about what I actually want to take from chests instead of just spamming everything into my inventory. Parkour. Honestly, not that bad. I for sure noticed some improvements from day 1, definitely in block clutching, but also just the number of times I could actually complete a course. So overall, practicing did actually help. Second to last, reaction timing. There's a lot of myths around whether or not this type of training actually helps, but I was able to get faster speeds, and I also did feel like my movements got smoother. Was that because of this, or was that because of something else? You decide. And lastly, duels. I won't lie, when I first started, I felt pretty helpless, because people were really good. However, as the week went on, and as I put over 20 hours into Hypixel Duels alone, things really started to change. I started noticing attack patterns, the way people dodged, and the amount of dopamine I was receiving every time I saw that yellow text, paired with the realization that I was actually getting good at the game, was legitimately concerning. But with the training out of the way, I was almost ready for the final tournament. However, I had one final trick up my sleeve. You see, if there's anything I learned from playing high-pixel duels 4 hours a day, it's that having an Optifine cape actually makes you better at the game. So, a small donation later, and here we are. Now, with my bank account smaller and my ego bigger, I was ready. Or so I thought, because nothing could prepare me for what was about to happen next. Little did I know my little brother also bought an Optifine cape. And with that, let the tournament begin. First up is the bridge. The goal here is to try to get to the enemy's side and jump in their goal before they jump in yours. The first one of 5 goals wins the game. Right away I get really lucky dodging my little brother and end up scoring the first goal. After that we trade some hits and he ends up building up and going over me and scoring a goal. Next up I decide to use some of my block clutching skills and get the absolute clutch of the year and end up scoring my second goal. Once again, I decided to go the same route and narrowly score my third goal. Round 5, he decides to build up and jump over me again, scoring his second goal. Next round, he builds beneath me, I fail parkour jump, and he scores his third goal. With the game tied, I go left, he boosts me, and I score my fourth goal. In one final push, I manage to beat him in a fight, and end up scoring my fifth goal. And with that, game 1 goes to me. Round 2. Next up is Skywars. Instead of using my inventory management skills, I just break the chest and head straight to mid. Now the difference between me and my little brother when it comes to Skywars is that he was once ranked top 500 and I was once ranked top 60,000. I end up getting the mid loot, which besides the diamond chestplate wasn't really that good. And out of the corner of my eye, I see him coming up the stairs, but he ends up getting a lot bigger combo on me than I get on him, and he ends up taking this round. Round 3. Build Battle. I'm just kidding, no one plays Build Battle. It's sumo. Speaking of which, how do people get win streaks of 6,000? Anyway, obviously this is a game that involves a lot of skill, and so, I can really tell that both me and my little brother trained pretty hard for this because it's a pretty even fight. Anyways, this goes on for a while, and here we really see the gaming mouse and Optifine cape come into play here, and just like that, I will be taking my second win. Round 4. Next up is Bow Spleef. The goal here is to try to make your opponent fall in the void by shooting flaming arrows at TNT. Right away I decide to play really offensively, which almost ends up killing me, and then here I think that I kill him, but he activates his hacked client and flies back up, and then it's not too long until he knocks me in, and I try to get back up, but unfortunately it just fails. Which means that heading into the final round, we will be tied. Final round. ntader versus ntader. Fight! This is it, round 5. No rematches, no redos, this is for the dollar. He manages to land a few bow shots on me, but I immediately return fire and manage to get 2 on him. I start to chase him, and when he turns around, I get a lot of hits on him. He starts to run away again, and I get another free hit, and at this point I have a huge health advantage, so I'm not worried about running in there. And at this point, I'm looking at my health, I'm looking at his, and I say, there's absolutely no way that I will lose this. Game over. And so, as promised, I gave my little brother the $1, but who knows, maybe one day I'll beat him. But in all honesty, thank you for watching this far. You know, between playing 14 hours of Minecraft a day and schoolwork, it can be kind of hard to make these videos. So if you enjoyed the video, well, you know what to do, you've heard it 1,000 times, and I'll see you in a month, probably.